Hello, everybody. So I'm here with Heather Thomas tonight.
Hi, welcome.
As you guys are hopping on, or maybe you're watching the replay. Who knows? This might be in the future.
I know, I'm psychic.
And so I'm just getting us started on Instagram. So pardon, at this moment in time, people aren't on here. But I am starting us on Instagram. Okay. So Instagram.
Share. Right.
Push this back.
I'm still learning all the how to do everything.
Hi, Christine. Chelsea, are you on? We're just getting ourselves all adjusted over here so we could be on Instagram too.
Can I do the watch party or the copy link?
Oh, you would just want to share it. If you guys can share as well. It's comedy right here, trying to set up this Instagram thing. Okay. I don't know if they could see you. Yeah, you should actually just go on my page, share the live, and then type your thing, I think. Okay, so if you guys, hi Chelsea, Monica and Christine and whoever else just jumped on right now. Hi Renee. So if you guys want to be one of the first, I always recommend getting yourself in the mix early. And I have to watch my hands again whenever I have another person. I forget. Okay, so if you, just like Monica did, thank you, Monica. You're a great example. Make sure that you guys are asking your questions now so that you can get in early on the readings, because we are sharing it to a bunch of different groups. And typically as we inch towards the halfway point around like 7:30 Pacific, there's times where I can't get to everyone. So if you're here early, make sure you're commenting, you're asking for your reading. It could be a specific question. It could be about a business that you have now, or it could be like, I really have a question about my future business, whatever it is. And make sure that you're either sharing it or tagging your friend, especially your friend that's like either like really stuck or really stressed out about their business, or they've like really been talking about starting a business forever. We all have a friend like that. And we want to help those people as well. If you're watching on Instagram on this other feed, it's not as good of a view, but you could just sort of, during your course, you can maybe play with that and try to adjust it, but it's a little, okay. But we are going to start with Monica. So you guys, most of you that are on right now know me, and you don't know Heather, but do you want to share anything about yourself first before you do it?
Page.
Okay,
so,
that's fine.
That's fine. It's on my personal page, and that's where I promote everything anyway. So if you know me and you don't know that I'm a psychic, I'm sorry. But I've been a psychic intuitive most of my life, but I've only really embraced it and kind of come out in the last few years and really exercised my gifts. And also I'm a Holy Fire Usui Reiki master, and so I use a lot of that energy in the guidance as well, and in the healing. But I also am an empath, so I might get some feelings in different parts of my body attached to different things. A lot of times it's I'm already feeling somebody is super nervous about something because I'm already getting the heart racing thing. So
well, we have already Monica like up and tagged, and then Chelsea tonight. So if you guys are on Instagram, I'll apologize right now with this view with two of us here. It's not going to be as good on Instagram, but post your comments. Make sure if you want a reading that you're going to do it. And then on Facebook, Chelsea will let you know like where you are in terms of like the line, the queue, so to speak. So let's dive in first to Monica. She's curious about if she's going to get the job in Dallas that she was interviewing for. But just know that when you pull things for her that often other things come up for Monica that might be unrelated to that. But Monica knows this already. So we'll start there. And
where's is Monica in Dallas now?
No, she's not. Okay.
Yeah. I'm getting immediately the Ace of Pentacles and the Pentacles. I use the traditional tarot book as well as the pendulum, if you guys aren't familiar with some of the tools, just as a confirmation that I'm getting the right message. But the Ace of Pentacles, it's always kind of like a good omen. It's coming right at you. It's telling you what you're getting. And the Pentacles are always related to earnings and usually work. So hard work, but it sounds like there is a new beginning there. So I feel really confident about that.
And I'm getting something similar, Monica. There's two cards that I pulled for you. One is a card just around outcome, just based on how things are and how the energies are lined up right now, how things are looking in terms of where they're moving forward. And then also what's something that's bringing you, momentum right now. And also I feel like it's just sort of more information on the other card in terms of what I'm seeing. So you did get this wheel card, Archangel Michael. And so this one's very much about purpose. And so it definitely seems like this other job in Dallas, as well as like the energy that surrounds you, is just more aligned with your purpose. And it's talking about a time of positive change, a situation suddenly moving forward, which would line up, since I know like this change has been something that you've been wanting for a while. And it seems like the energy feels like slow, and then quick, all of a sudden it comes, and it's talking about fortune being on your side. Mm-hmm. The other card as well, it's this Four of Fire card. I'll show you this.
It's such a pretty card.
Other one, yeah. So it feels like, it's talking about abundance, contentment, peace, this happy home life, successful completion. So it's talking about like a completion. And so it seems like there's something, because I already have talked to you in various readings that I'm like, okay, this is your step. This isn't your big thing, but this is the step. And so there's something about the energy of this place and who you're being like in this job, or what you learn about yourself. And so it does feel like this change, like even though it's a physical change of what you're doing and location, that it's also about the energy. So I just want you to understand that aspect of it as well.
Yeah. And sorry, I didn't share the Ace of Pentacles. Just if you're not familiar with it, it is a very happy card. So I definitely, I would, if you need any advice, envision yourself in the job, feel the energy, feel what it feels like to be there, and not just physically, what you feel like while you're there. So like the smells coming from the break room or whatnot, I'm not sure what job it is, but what you're going to be wearing, how you're going to be feeling, who your coworker is going to be, and in it, it's going to happen. You're going to manifest it. So absolutely.
So I don't see anyone. There's somebody watching, a mystery person on Instagram. So you can also get in line by commenting on Instagram. And then it looks like Kayla is up next. So Chelsea, if you can pin the Kayla, and then if you haven't yet commented, and also I don't know everyone who's watching, but if you don't know, what we're doing tonight is business ratings. So
yeah.
If we have time, then maybe we'll open it up.
I invited a lot of my friends and family. Just
if there's other people,
big event for me.
Sometimes we'll throw in something else, other parts of life. But for the most part, our intention is business readings for your business or for this future business. And as the intuitive business coach, I'm blending together these two worlds that exist very much separate for most people: the world of spirituality and really kind of honoring your intuition, and business, which I feel like most of us have been taught that the two don't mix together. Right. So we mix things together here tonight. And so I want to go to Kayla first. So basically just related to her new business venture, whatever you want to pull for that. And then if you haven't yet commented, basically that was my encouragement to write your comments so you guys can get in the queue.
So this is for Kayla. Kayla, when I read your name, I didn't see Mason. I saw Moon, and I forgot tonight's full moon. So happy full moon.
Yes.
So there might be some exaggerated energy. It's not bad. It's just not everyone knows how to handle it. But luckily we're experts. We're practicing experts.
And so before we jump into this reading, Renee, since Facebook kicked you off, if you can just comment here as well to get your place in line, what you want your reading about, and we'll get you in the line again. Hi, Sharon. How are you? Okay, so for Kayla. Okay, Kayla, there's two different aspects that I want to read. First is really just your unique magic, something that you're bringing to the table in a way that's unique to you. And the other one is just how you attract your abundance through this venture. Hold on. I want to double check because the same card came up, and I want to make sure as well. I'm like, did I just not mix that? I thought that I mixed it, but let me make sure that this card is meant for you as well before I do the read, and it's not just my oversight. I'm just going to pull a second one with it. Okay. Interesting.
I want to know what you have to say too, because I'm getting some mixed messages.
Okay. So Kayla, the feeling that I got when I pulled this other card is that there's something about this next venture. And again, like we will watch for your replies as well. We'll just ask for some like yeses or nos. Does this make sense? But it feels like this venture, it's diving you deeper. Like there's something that it seems more niche. It seems more like the people that are into it, they're going to be way more into it. They're going to be so all about it. But then it's also because it's like feels like you're really going for it with this next one, that there's going to be other people where it's just like too much for them. Would that make sense with this other venture? Like it does feel like you're diving deeper into your own gifts, into your own spirituality with this, whereas before it felt like it was, I don't want to call it vanilla because I don't see you as that at all, but it was more, it had more of a mass appeal. Like I feel like there's something more specific about this because it's just talking about that the energy that I'm reading with this card is that there's more of this internal struggle and pull within you where you're also overcome. That makes sense. Okay. Mm-hmm. Where there's something where you're overcoming, it's not about your ability to do it, but it's more these internal growth things that are happening within you for you to have this willingness to put it out there. But it does really feel like there's this like charging ahead. It's this chariot, this archangel Metatron. So it does feel like you're just the sense of time, like it's sort of in this altered state right now. I know, I don't know Kayla, but I know enough about Kayla. Okay. I've like never met Kayla, but just from these readings or like looking at her page. And so I feel like she kind of understands that and just the energy that comes from Metatron. Okay. Yeah. Metatron's cute. I'm like, I feel like she gets it. Okay. But you are kind of in this phase where you're coming out of the haziness of everything. And so I just want you to know that it does really feel like this trajectory that you're on. Like it certainly feels like you're headed in the right direction. It's talking about there's this completion phase as well. So this card came up for you as well, Kayla, and I didn't feel like it was like enough. And so I feel like I just needed this other card. I'll let you go with yours and then I'll read the other one that I pulled for you.
So initially I pulled the Knight of Wands, and then I asked for some clarification, and I came with a couple others, but because it was confusing, it wasn't giving me clarification. So I do feel like you're going full bore into this, and it is a commitment, it is a passion, but you're a little unsure. The other cards that I got were the the Five of Swords reversed, and then the King of Pentacles reversed, which leads me to believe that you feel like there's going to be a struggle and there's going to be adversity that you will overcome, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think you just need to not worry about any sort of confrontation or challenge that people are going to give you. Just trust in yourself, go full board, trust your instincts, and be wary of unsolicited advice. That's what I'm getting from the King of Pentacles. It's because it's reversed. It's showing somebody in this business might be trying to take you under their wing and lead you in the wrong direction is what I'm hearing. So that's why I'm glad I asked that, because you definitely, follow your truth.
So the unique magic part that I was getting for you, Kayla, there's a few aspects of it. The first, I did end up drawing another card. There's just more cards that wanted to come with you today. This chameleon spirit one, but it's really in the best ways. It's really about your adaptability. I think that you're not delivering something that's this like cookie cutter service. It's like very much like your energy like adjusts and calibrates and aligns with with the person and what's needed. And so it's coming from a place of like being of service. And I think that there might be times where you might like question that or be like, well, why is that? But it's really coming from that place of like impact, because that's just how it is. It's almost as if like you're not even in control of it. It just sort of gets like channeled through you what's needed for the person. And the other thing, I don't know if you've thought about it this way or if you're aware of this or not, but that there's something about the work that you do that opens up the channels of abundance in other people, like that things get cleared away, they get shifted. There's really this sense of calibration with you. And I feel like it almost feels like there's this fine-tuning process where people like have gone on the journey and they've done like some of the work on their own, and then they come to you, and then the other cogs and things to get sort of fine-tuned. But it does feel like as a result of that, there's something unique about how it opens up their abundance channels and clears away some of the fears. Does that part of it make sense? The abundance part, Kayla?
And I'm getting confirmation chills with everything that she said, but also follow your gut. I'm getting that you're nervous about this, and it's good to be nervous. It's exciting, but don't be scared. There's no reason to be scared. This is a really good thing. Really good change.
Yeah. I'm curious about that last part. Okay, so I think Renee was trying to say something, but I can't see. It cut it off, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was an icon. Oh, it's a heart. It's a black heart.
Okay.
I see it. Okay.
We just saw the top.
It did make sense. Okay. Well, thanks, Kayla. So I'm going to have Chelsea pin who is next. Okay.
Oh, good.
Good.
This is the first co-reading that we've done, really. I mean, aside from for friends. So
yeah, we've known each other for a long time, and we've lived together. Like the last time we lived together for 2 years, but our lives and our focuses in our lives were so different back then, and we weren't doing this. We were more so complaining about our jobs working in restaurants at the time.
Coming home with sore feet and not having the right amount of scallops and
so
all of that fun
stuff. I feel like, obviously,
but we connect.
We really still connect on this level, but not when we live together.
Well, it took us living together to figure out that this is what we should be doing instead of serving people. We should be serving people on a higher level.
We're going to go to Sharon.
But there was quite a bit, I'm sure you experienced it too, working in restaurants where somebody would order something and you'd go, I don't think that's what you want. And they go, yeah, how do you know? I think you want the burrito. Yeah, I do want the burrito.
Are you sort of like, I don't know if any of you guys have ever worked in restaurants before or around like a lot of people where you sort of like you just think that you're just really good at anticipating people's needs, but you're really like feeling their energy, and you're like,
reading.
What? Why aren't you guys doing this too?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sharon, it looks like she has a couple of questions.
We have had contradictory readings, but it was because I was getting messages from for someone else. We were in a group setting, and I was getting messages for someone else. No, I was jumping ahead, so it wasn't actually contradictory. We still had the confirmation for that reading, but it takes a fine tuning to figure out. So I was, like I said, I was getting some messages for people today already on my way here, but I didn't know who was going to be here, so I didn't know who I was coming through for.
Yeah.
Something about popcorn, if that makes sense.
And then I would also say, Sharon, about that, like, I think sometimes there's different aspects to the energy. So like I might be reading this facet over here, and then she's reading this facet, but usually it'll make sense to the person. So even though it sounds different, like to an outsider, I think that usually to the person, it makes sense, because sometimes our emotions are just like kind of complicated, or we're having two experiences simultaneously. So I think there's that too. So Sharon, she says, hi, thank you for this. I'm wondering if my husband is going to be relocated to Texas or Arizona this year or not.
Ooh.
Yeah. And Kayla has, if you look up in the comments as well, Sharon, Kayla has a really good point as well to your question. Okay. There's going to be, I feel like, a different deck that I want to pull from.
Absolutely, Kayla.
For Sharon. So,
okay.
I have different ones. So I'm going to pull from 2 decks for you, Sharon. Okay.
So I'm getting that your husband will be relocated this year. Let's see, we'll do the next. I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting Texas. I'm not getting Arizona. And Texas is a very big state. So,
okay. Yeah, it's interesting because I'm just noticing that there's water cards that are coming up, and I set the intention for you, Sharon, that it was more about location. And so I don't necessarily, like, in my mind, like, associate Arizona with water. I would say Texas, it obviously depends on where you live. But the last time I was in Texas, I was at a wedding that was right on the ocean. So the cards are going to come through based on my own perspective of it. So I'm actually also feeling pulled towards Texas a lot. Like that. Is there some kind of saying with sunshine with Texas or Arizona?
What did I just pull?
Okay, because I'm just noticing this sun as well. Because you know how like some of them have like sayings for the state. I know you lived in Arizona. Do you know if Texas or Arizona have like a state motto at all?
I think Arizona has like the sun on the plate. Texas is always the big star, the bright star. Stars at night are big and bright. Well, the sun is a star, but
no, a lone star.
Yeah, the Lone Star States. But I was definitely getting. I got water as well, I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, I'm definitely feeling more Texas, but I'm actually getting other like emotional components more to the relocation. I'll be honest, like I feel like I don't. I kind of feel the energy of it, but I'm reading on your energy specifically. So I feel like it's a little bit different since the moves involving your husband. So the cards I'm picking up on are more so about your energy and how that has to do in relation to your move.
Okay.
Okay, you're from Florida. Okay, yeah. So I would say that there's something about this move. I mean, first of it's calling this unfolding. So there's something about a transition where it's a part of your growth process to go through it, and anything that feels like it's a struggle or it's a hardship, like it's all a part of your growth. Oh, she's friends with Monica. Okay, good to know. The other thing that I'm seeing is okay, this card is 7 of Water. It's talking about a complex decision, the need to do research and stop procrastinating. And so I do get the sense that it's this feeling that of like this feels out of my control.
Right.
Like this feels out of his control. Whatever decision is made, we don't really have a say in. If his job moves, he has to move. But I'm also sensing that no, like you need to like remember that you do have choices, that you do need to exercise your free will choice and keep yourself open to this possibility, because it's not like he couldn't get some other job. He might, in his mind or your mind, be like, this is our only option. But I just want to remind you of that. And it does feel like there's many different options and choices and paths that lead to whatever your version of abundance is and a awesome badass life. Like that there's many paths that can lead to it, versus feeling like, oh, it's only this one place that can provide it for us.
Yeah. And I feel Texas has more opportunity for you than Arizona is going to, if it's a deciding factor, if there's a choice in the matter. Of course, too, it depends on a lot of factors, but
unless it's Sedona. The thing about Reiki, because I feel like you're also supposed to be, you didn't ask me about this, but there's a shift that you've been resisting, like a change in what you do and the services that you provide. And I don't know if you've already been thinking about that. Monica said that you do Reiki now. Let me read what she was saying. I should get a job or wait until I get real. Okay. Yeah. So I just want you to know, because when you're thinking of your job and how you make money, that like you definitely have this healing mission associated with you. And it's no coincidence that you're on a healing journey as a healer, because it always works that way. And your purpose tends to always be associated with the journey that you went on, so that you can then support other people on walking that journey. You're uniquely qualified for that. And so this love compassion card, I mean, I just feel like this is just such a card of a healer. You might not know exactly how you're going to make money or how you would do that, but you're gonna fall into it, and once you start, people will seek you out. I feel like it's going to happen very naturally and very organically once it starts. And I feel like that's actually more of what we're supposed to talk to you about today.
Yeah.
Than the other stuff.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I guess the location thing, my feel on it is it's either here nor there. It's sort of like,
right. Is it?
It is what it is.
I feel like you're waiting to begin until you're settled, and I don't think you need to. I think you need to get comfortable with this and practice, and then once you move, it will blossom. The lotus flower. It will take on its own new thing. But don't be so nervous about starting. That's for me too, but
it's probably for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But
I feel like a lot of, you're just like, oh, but I have to wait until we get there and we get settled, and I need to know and I need to plan, and no, just go, and it's gonna work.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sharon, and it was nice to meet you today. Thanks, Monica, for bringing Sharon. Okay, Chelsea's going to post for us who is next. We'll see. Awesome. Okay. Okay, wait. It's It's not pinned yet. She's going to pin it for me in a second. Okay. I don't think she's pinned it yet, but I'm just waiting for Chelsea. Chelsea's under my profile if she replies to you guys. Okay. For Brandy. Okay, perfect. For Brandy.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like I need to just get tuned into Brandy for a second.
Yeah.
I do that often, but I wasn't doing it today, but I feel like I need to sort of like wipe off the whiteboard for a second.
Yeah.
Just clear and get to Brandy.
So just as a clearing, I remembered today as I was here and we were clearing the room before the reading, but just as kind of a wake up in the morning and healing hands and give gratitude, and then kind of put your arms down and push away all the negative energy around you, get away everyone else's muck, and push that down to the ground, send it back to the earth so that you can not be weighted down by all that. So that's a good reminder for me, but also a good tool for everyone else. Brandy, where are you in the world, physically location?
Okay. So I'm going to tell Sharon right now. So Sharon, this is recorded, so it'll be posted again. So if you missed anything, then you can go watch the replay. Or sometimes I know when I get readings on lives like this, I'll go back and watch it.
Okay, close. Okay.
There's something coming in because I just feel like when I connected with her, I feel like I need to just separate myself and just feel into her for a moment. And I just felt there's a lot of emotions that came up. Like I feel it in the heart. Like I feel like a tenderness. Like I almost felt like there's like tears that are coming into my eyes. So I don't know, Brandy.
I'm getting a lump in my throat almost.
Okay. Yeah. So you're feeling it. Okay. And I'm getting a lot of chills as I'm talking about that.
Yeah.
Brandy, does that, what we're feeling from you right now, is that, before we even look at the cards, is that making sense with where you're at right now?
So we know to stop or go forward.
Yeah. We want to make sure as well. There's a lot of people on there. Yeah. We want to make sure we're tuning into the right energy right now. Yes. Okay. Thank you for that.
I feel, and I think that's maybe why I needed to do the cleansing, getting everyone else's crap out of your aura. You're taking on a lot of everyone else's energy, and that's weighing you down. I do this all the time and I forget. I'm getting better about it, but I need my reminders. So yes, you can still help them, and you can still be the loving, caring person that you are, but you don't need to internalize everyone's stuff. Remember that, and then I'm gonna focus more.
Yeah, and okay, so typically I pull cards in a certain way. I didn't do that for you tonight just because it didn't feel right for you, and so I'm just pulling different cards. And I'm pulling more. I'm going to talk fast for two reasons, just because I talk fast when I do readings, but also that I'm trying to be mindful of the other people. I want to try to get to as many people as we can. And
that's what, okay. No, you go first. I'll remember.
Okay. So it feels like there's a few things that I want to talk about. I feel like there's this decision that you're wrestling with and that you're trying to tune into what the right thing is, because it feels very complicated. I think that there's an outside situation involved, but the decision feels more like how you want to handle it, how you want to be part of it, how much you want to get involved with it, how much you want to let it affect you. I feel like the other aspect of it that's coming in, though, is this empath part of you, that not only are you having your own experience, but that you're feeling everyone else's experience of it as well. And so it feels
overwhelming.
Yeah, it feels like a lot. It feels like a lot right now. And there's also this feeling of your hands being tied. Because, and I want to show you this one specifically. like it's like there's so much power and so much that you want, but that there's
so many chills. Yeah.
That there's it almost actually feels like this other situation is almost like kind of like a fated, in some way predetermined thing that's supposed to happen or go down in a certain way, and that in some ways it's a feeling of your hands being tied, sort of your own belief of what you can control about it, and then there's, I think, the other aspect of sort of like, this is just what this situation is and what it needs to be right now. So I feel like both. If you want to,
I'm getting the same. I'll see. Okay. Like you're in the prayer pose and someone's bound your wrists together, so you can't stop praying for someone else. Like you feel obligated to take their burden, but eventually the first card I get is the 10 of Cups, and a very happiness, and the kids are playing in the field and there's a beautiful rainbow. The cups are always representing just great, wonderful things. Your cup runneth over. It's always full. So it will be good. You don't have to worry about it not working out. That I want you to know it's going to be a very positive outcome. But I feel like it's right now there's the Fool, and he's juggling and he's trying to juggle all of these things, but trust and follow your gut, not what other people are telling you, and it's gonna. I know there's still a pull. I know you have obligations and you have this predetermined thing, but I feel like you're going to make the situation work out for everyone.
I think the other thing that I'm getting is that a part of the reason that this is really hard is that there's things from your past that I don't know if you've picked up on it, but that there's tender areas for her with this situation. And
honor that.
Yeah. And I do feel like really what's being pointed towards is like you taking care of yourself and your own energy right now, and that you don't need to feel bad about that and sort of just letting this go and releasing it, because I just feel like there's times where you just need to be like your kind of silly, humorous, wonderful self and have fun despite the other thing that's going on. That feels right for you too.
Yeah, it's okay to dance. It's okay to take breaks. It's okay to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you have nothing left to give. Right? I'm trying to think of an analogy, but I can't come up with one right now, because it's okay. It's okay to rest. It's okay. That's the end of my message. Okay. I'm being told.
Good. So, Chelsea, what I'd say, because I know we have like 20 minutes, so I think if we could try to, unless we really feel called to it, just to go through these next ones a little bit faster so that we can.
I'll try to do one card from an empty cup. That's really good. Exactly.
Yeah. So we're going to try to go through the other ones faster, just for the sake of getting to more of you guys. And I'd say, Chelsea, if you've told someone they're next, like honor that. If you haven't, I'd also say go and jump around and use your intuition to just feel like, thank you, Brandy.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
I want to just give you permission, Chelsea, to just sort of hone into your own intuition of who's standing out, so that it doesn't necessarily have to be like, it's not like we're at Costco right now. So, but we will try to pick up the pace a little bit and just like, get more of you guys in. So I'll have Chelsea pin the next one.
I gotta sneak in over here. Okay.
And I am not always with Heather, unfortunately. I would love to be with Heather every Monday, but I do this every Monday. So in the event that you want more, or you don't get a reading tonight, come back on next Monday and just get here closer to 7 Pacific. And then almost like everyone that jumps on right at 7 gets a reading.
Okay. Let's jump in.
Let's do Stacy. So hi Stacy. Love insight regarding my business if you still have space/time. Where do you recommend I focus the majority of my energy with my business? Healing work with groups, one-on-one work, retreats, book. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card for that.
I feel like you're going to get one-on work when you do the groups. And sorry to you do the groups first. That's going to jumpstart everything. The groups are going to bring you one-on-one work, and then it's going to push in to the book and the retreats. Jumping up because it doesn't want me to say that. You're going to do the retreats to write the book. You're going to start the book. This is what I'm hearing, and I'll have you see what you're getting as well. But definitely the groups, for sure.
Okay, so it's interesting because the card that came up for you is this balance card. Yeah, so it's interesting. It's sort of like it's talking about the need for balance and moderation, cooperation, compromise, waiting for the right timing, which is aligned with what you're saying. But I do feel like there's this need to make that choice and decision within yourself as well, and for whatever thing you're not moving forward with, to be okay with not moving forward with it, rather than having it sort of be that tug for you. I see right now, like, there's these two water cards coming up. And so I feel like, I'm curious for you, would it be more your group work or your one-on-one work, your retreats, your book? There's something that's dealing with these deep emotions, this deep dive into the emotions. And so I guess what I'm curious about is I'm seeing the thing that you're meant to be doing is the thing that takes you the deepest, both within yourself and that takes other people, the work that, because you get the most out of it as well. The deeper that you take somebody, like that feeds and fuels you as well. So I'm really curious, like, what you associate that with when we talk about going deeper, because I feel like there's this sense, there's like a wider, right, where you're reaching more. Sometimes you could reach a lot more people and go deeper, but there's something that you associate that with, where you've noticed that. And there's also something
because you're going to be getting healed as you're giving the healings, if that makes sense. You're giving it's an equal exchange of energy. So don't feel like you're being selfish. But definitely focus on understanding. Yeah, like she says, going deeper. Focus on.
I don't see a response from you, but I feel like this. What I'm saying, I feel like it's going to make sense to you that there's things that you've noticed in your work. Okay, the deep dive with the one-on-one work and retreats. Okay.
Right. Yeah, and when I say retreats, I envisioned a lake and like a rope swing and jumping into the deep end is what the image that I got. So.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's like, oh, you stop. I feel like for you, it's this decision of where do I put the majority of my time and energy. I don't necessarily feel like it's like you have to stop all these other things. But I do feel like what she's talking about is there's a lot of water, and there's the pouring of the cups into each other, and there's that things are sort of evolving naturally. It doesn't even necessarily feel like there's a lot of work that has to be put into deciding when you do what and sort of organizing it, because it feels like most of what you've done has just sort of flowed that way naturally, and the abundance has flown like greater and greater with that as well, and it feels like it's just continuing with that flow. I'm curious about the book really quick, and then we'll go to the next person.
When you're doing the retreats, make sure to use protection, not take on other people's energy. Honor their energy and definitely learn from everything, but don't absorb too much of it. So put yourself in a little cocoon so you can understand and see it, but not internalize it.
Here's what I'm getting, because I feel like you're not going to work on a book in like a traditional way, like in it, because I don't really feel like that doesn't feel resonant right now. What I see you more doing is sort of freestyle writing. I don't know if you journal, but I like see you writing these little things or writing things like for the other things that you're doing. And it feels like at a certain point, you're just like keeping these things better organized and sort of gathering them together, because it doesn't necessarily feel like
it's like chapters at a time.
Like I see you blocking out this big chunk of time to do a book.
I feel like that's why I said the retreats will bring you the book, because you're going to make like a workbook for that or guidebook, and then journal from that, and then that'll be one chapter, and then putting all the chapters together at the end once, and it'll be more organized then. But that like I know you're feeling like you just want the end, but you need to go through all the experiences. So I feel like if you push and push and push at the book, it's going to come naturally. All these.
It's sort of just already flowing towards that. Yeah. Okay, that's who you've been working. Okay, good. Yeah, you're on the right track.
Yeah,
you know what to do. Confirmation, more confirmation for Stacy. Okay, thanks, Stacy. So Chelsea will tell us who is next, and if you're live on Instagram, put a note in there what you're wanting.
I know. I'm learning from you as well. I'm not even on Instagram, so shameless plug. This is my jumping off. Yes. I'm going to be doing live readings every week as well. Not the same date and time, of course, because I have to be here for Ashley. Not here physically, but but I will be doing this. I don't exactly know how, when, or where, but it will be happening. So next week I'll be unveiling the website, and I'm feeling pulled towards Thursdays. If that works for you, private message me, let me know if you have a specific date and time that works for you. But
so would you want them to follow you on your personal page or on like the Fat Bird Blessings page? Because we can just
I'll cross promote. So I think I don't know. The Fat Bird Blessings probably, because I need to start declaring some stuff for them.
Well, Chelsea, if you could do me a favor, and we're going to read Renee, and then if you could just do, just tag Heather Thomas, Fat Bird Blessings, they should come up since you're on my profile. Then you guys can sort of like
and
find
if it's
and navigate
easier to do the
Heather.
Personal page, I'll post a bunch of stuff on there about the website launch once it's completed at the end of next week, since I will not be working this week, but
I'll tell you at dinner why I do it on my personal
page.
As well.
Okay, we're gonna do the personal page then, because it resonates a little bit better. Okay, Liz. Yeah, Thursday works for you. That's why I was getting that, because I was reading your mind. All right.
Let's go to Renee. Okay.
Thank you,
Renee. Okay, so I feel like let me just take a moment before I even pull the card just to drop into her. So, one moment. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I felt like there was like this different energy that came in with her. Like immediately what I got, like the way that I felt the energy is that there's something with you that's opening up. I feel like it's spiritual gifts, it's intuition, that there's a lot of things that are happening for you. I feel like you've been diving into your own, kind of finding your own sense of spirituality and understanding this a little bit more. Does that make sense, Renee? Do you know Renee personally? I don't know.
No, Renee. I got a message for you when I did my meditation before I came in, and when I saw the card she pulled up, it clicked. So yes. Yes, you're coming into, you're a great, powerful healer, and I got a message of you coming out of a pool of water, and everyone, the guides and angels, putting a green cloak made of like moss and forest, forest grass and everything, wrapping it around you like a cape, like in Wizard of Oz, and that was. It felt so warm and comforting, and you're just this powerful being with all of this healing that is around you, and it's you're going to be sharing it.
Yeah, and I see that you're posting that you're a clairvoyant.
Yeah.
I feel like though there's
more.
Yeah, like I just feel like there's this bigger opening for you, that there's wherever you've been, I just feel like there's this time where like all these seeds have been planted.
Yes.
The Wizard of Oz is my favorite. That's awesome. I'll show you the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of seeds that you've planted that you haven't thought about in a while that are sprouting up. And so I just feel like there's just a big shift that's coming. I don't know if you're feeling that, but it just feels like there's this new phase of life that's entering into, and the energy of it feels really good. Your energy of it feels really good. But it is also, I don't know if my feel on you is that you're not shy, but you're more on the introverted side, which some people, they get surprised when I'm like, yeah, I'm an introvert. I don't like small talk. I need time to myself. Sometimes big groups feel very overwhelming to me, but I do feel like you are an introvert as well. And it's interesting just because I feel like there is a time where you need to like take that time to yourself a little bit more, because it goes with this transition that's happening for you, that you need to honor that. But yeah, the card's just talking about life's little luxuries, spending some time alone, like successful self-employment. Do you have anything else?
So I pulled the Two of Wands, but that's not important. What's important is he's holding the world in his hands, reflecting out on the power that he has, but it's not power. It's because of the clairvoyance, sometimes you feel like you just know things, and you do know things. So trust that, and it is very powerful. And you will be famous with that, because you just trust the guidance that you're getting, trust what's coming through for you, and share that. And it can be scary, but when you have the time for self-reflection at the end of the day, if it's taking a bath, for me it's always in water. So if it's taking a bath or taking 20 minutes alone, locked in a closet with a headset on, so you can just be without soaking up everyone's energy, you definitely need that time to regenerate. But for sure, people are going to be calling on you, and they will be, I want this, I want this, I want this. And you do have all the answers. So don't be afraid of that. You're going to be giving the right advice.
Yeah. Keep focusing on your own healing and recovery, like as you're giving stuff out.
And remember the cape, wrap yourself in the healing cape, and that will help as well.
Have you started channeling already? Because I feel like channeling is a part of this phase, or it's a bigger part. Do you already channel, Renee? Thanks, Renee.
Yes.
We will definitely hit you up. But I just, there's something about channeling. So I don't know if it's something you've been pulled towards or more pulled towards.
Oh, see, and he's got the cape too. Okay.
You have? Okay, good. Just keep that in mind about the channeling.
See, I wrote that down 3 people ago.
What?
Channeling.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to your thing, and then all of a sudden,
sorry.
Whenever my eyes go to something, Chelsea, if you could go to the next one, and Renee, we will circle back with you. Thank you. Yeah, my eyes go to the channeling, and then I'm just like, I haven't even looked at her paper. I know I see the channeling.
I haven't written anything.
I'm like, I'm supposed to talk about the channeling to her. Okay.
So psychic joke, I said, yeah, I've been channeling all day, and my boyfriend said, is that what you call surfing through the channels? It's like, no.
He really asked you that, though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think that's just like a fake psychic joke. I think that's a real life joke.
That's a real life joke.
Yeah. Okay, so who do we have next? We're just waiting for Chelsea to pin somebody else. We're going to do at least one more, if not 2 more. We need to eat dinner as well.
Yeah.
She's been traveling, I'm sure, driving in the car, and I'm pregnant, and food is a priority for me. I take food very seriously and my eating time very seriously.
And Kirsten, I saw you wanted something. If we don't get to you, I will definitely get to you this week personally. So don't worry about that.
Okay, Louise.
That you can be happy with. Not something that you're passionate about, just that you can be happy with. That's what I'm hearing. I'm feeling like you're just kind of giving up at this point.
Thank you, Emily. Okay, so Louise, I'm feeling a lot of internal resistance within, a lot of pull within the heart. It feels like there's like a push-pull kind of energy here. There's a friction here with the energy that I'm feeling. The first thing that's coming through as soon as you're reading the question is that that there's this so there's first off, like it's this change that has to happen within you, because right now there's a lot of focus on changing the external environment and the external factors. And this is one of those things where it's like you think it's this thing over here, but it's actually this thing. And so the first thing that I'm getting is that there's this point of growth, of you really kind of nurturing and shifting and growing internally, and that you, as a result, sort of the way that you're interpreting your external environment gets altered, it gets shifted. I'm not saying that you're definitely supposed to be doing something different. And if you landed here, I'll tell you right now that all the people that end up in usually getting in front of me, it's obviously no coincidence that you're here. It's usually because there's a purpose that they're not honoring, and that they're supposed to be doing their own thing in their own business. So that, I just want to tell you right off the bat, because you're here, that's true for you too. Do you feel that?
Absolutely. There's a reason why. There's so many reasons why we came back in touch with each other so many times in life, and we're pushing each other in the directions that we need to go. So I feel like you're not being challenged, and you say you're unhappy with coworkers, but you're not being challenged in your field. I feel like you. Sorry, go.
Yeah, and so the root of it right now, like I feel like it feels backwards in a number of ways, but like when I talk to you about how it's going within, like it's not actually finding the job first. It's kind of finding within yourself, like what your values are, what your purpose is, the impact that you want to make on the people around you. Like it's finding that, and then you find the vehicle that it allows that to be expressed. And so I feel like instead of looking outside yourself and then seeing how you can fit it and mold it and kind of shape it to make you happy, it's first, I feel like there's this deeper internal work that has to happen first. And then as a result, then there's this change. I feel like in many ways, some of the resistance that I'm feeling is probably counterintuitive to the way that you've been looking at it. And it doesn't feel action oriented enough for you. But I do feel like you're meant to start your own business, but I feel like you don't. There's mixed energy with that right now. I feel like there's this internal work that comes first, and then other parts can come. What else are you getting?
I'm getting that you need to don't leave your current job without having a new job, but seek something that is going to teach you something that you're more passionate about. Because that you'll learn a lot from this next position that you do, or this next venture, and that will take you leaps and bounds beyond what you ever thought you could imagine. Not necessarily in that position, but there's going to be a learning process. There's going to be a lot of knowledge acquisition and systems acquisition and learning that that's going to help propel you into the next. So it's a couple steps, and I'm sorry, it's not right away, but the next position you'll definitely feel more fulfilled, and the people around you won't bother you as much, because you're going to enjoy the work more, but because you're going to be happier in that place learning and focusing on learning, then the people around you are going to be kinder.
Yeah, and I'm feeling that this is a time of clearing away what no longer serves you.
Yes.
But sometimes that's an internal thing of being like, what about me? Like, needs this to be anything other than what it is? Why? Because I personally get triggered by other people.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, all right,
Why is that? Why are they
Let's look at
bothering
myself
me? Yeah.
first. Like, is this something about myself that's being that I don't like this about myself, and I'm just noticing that aspect in another person, or why can't I just be at peace and be super chill and cool no matter what's happening, and just be like, this is my zone. It can't be disturbed. So
yeah.
I want you to notice that as well, that it might be in the literal sense, but also in the inner work sense. Yeah. And also, like, you need to bring your humor back, because I do feel like you have a sense of humor, but like you are not laughing as much as you usually do right now, and that you need to sometimes find times to just laugh at the like foolishness of it. Yeah. And like when you're laughing, like it's just opening up this different part of your mind and your creativity, a different part of your spirit. So those are the things that I feel like are your homework things right now.
Yeah, and I'm hearing, so when she said get rid of the things that don't serve you, when you're envision yourself sweeping away the dust, the cobwebs, the things that don't serve you, and very literally, if you feel stuck, pick up a broom and just start sweeping. It doesn't matter if there's anything there to sweep, but literally out your front door, across the threshold, to get the negative energy away so that you can focus more clearly on what's at hand.
So I feel like, well, first off, thank you, Louise.
Thank you very much.
I feel like we're supposed to take one more person. Okay. Do you want to see if you feel that as well? Do you feel like we're supposed to do one more person?
Yeah, Emily, I got to show you off my new pendulum. It didn't hit me in the head, but it came near close. So, yeah, one more.
And then one more. Food.
And then food. Yeah.
And then food. We're serious about that. Okay. So, Chelsea, who's the one more person?
See, and it has a tip that can't break because it's metal, but I did puncture myself with it already. So be very careful when you pick your pendulum. Emily's pendulum picked me to send to her. I was at a store looking for pendulums to send, and I reached down to look at something else, and it literally came and hit me, swung in the head. And I said, oh, I guess that's the one I need to get for her.
Yeah, I feel like I really like Emily and her. Yeah. When I clicked on her page and her rainbow vibes.
Yeah. It's more elaborate, but you know the story. I'm just giving the gist. We're
Chelsea, who's one more person? Oh. Well, sweet. We were just talking about you. Of course.
Of course it's you. That's why. Okay.
I was like, I did just look at her name, and I was like, I don't know her. She's one of Heather's friends. I'll probably like her if she's one of Heather's friends, but I like her, and she has like rainbow and.
So Emily, I know we've geared most everything towards business. Is this more business focused for you, or do you want more personal focused for you? I'm just curious because I know we've talked previously. I just want to make sure I'm getting a clear.
I'm giving her business, but you can give her something else. No, you
give her business because I don't want to be.
So,
and don't let me project if I say stuff that you think I'm trying to tell you what to do. I'll tell your mom. She can tell you later.
So, Jamie, this is going to be our last one, but we will be doing, Jamie, I'm come every Monday. So I'll see you next time or the time after that. So Emily, I wanted to read, I call it the challenge card, but it's more like what you might be perceiving or experiencing as a challenge, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's like a challenge or a problem. And I want to talk to you about abundance as well. And the feeling that I got with abundance is not that there's any lack of abundance, but that you're going to keep continuing to move forward with more and more abundance. And so those are the things I wanted to tell you about. There is some personal life, because obviously whenever I work with people as a business coach as well, I'm like, it's the whole person. So it's not like your business is on this separate island from everything else. So it's all intertwined. But there's something about this balance for you between the spiritual world and the earth plane. And I feel like there's people in your life that are not connected at all or not. And so there's this sort of challenge, because I feel like you sort of go back and forth easily, like between both places. Yeah. But then I feel like that there's times where there's like, you're more in this like earth plane area, and then you're getting pulled this way. And that there's something here about finding time to balance all of that. And it's not even like balancing like things and activities, although
Right.
I'm sure you're a human being, so I'm sure there's some of that too. But I feel like for you as well, that there's this balance within you. I do feel like it's okay. And then something about the heart is coming up as well. So there's something with relationship stuff. Does that make sense? Is there something relationship wise that would be coming up? You seem to know her pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, I know that you have a lot of heart healing that you've been working on and will continuously be working on. And very literally, we have heart problems in our family. So, but I don't know necessarily.
Okay. There's something about the heart.
Wise.
It's a certain relationship
recently, so
doesn't necessarily have to be like romantic, but there's a certain relationship in her life that I'm tuning into and just the fact that she can swim well in both worlds, but sometimes when the challenge comes in is like when there's someone close to her that doesn't swim well in both the worlds, kind of like the spiritual. And so that there's
that makes sense. I think your heart has been racing this whole time. I know I got you at the beginning of the
okay, the other thing is like I feel like you have been making changes with your business and up leveling and sort of just like being elevated to this new level, because it's talking about this abundance card, this happy outcome, that these new ideas that are just coming to you that are leading to success. It's a reminder to have confidence in yourself as well. This is the other one if I didn't show it to you, because I think that you do. I think your inner critics like start to chime in and kind of nag and question, but it's just like, duh, like, of course this is going to work out for you. Why wouldn't it? But I do really feel like it's the foundation that you've built for yourself, as well as but Spirit's like been your co-creating partner in that. So it just feels like you guys are just working together very well. So honestly, like abundance wise, it just feels like you're on the right path. Like keep doing what you're doing.
So and I pulled the Temperance card, which is all about balance. And again, it's an angel, and they're pouring from one cup to the other. So it's the balance of, you can't pour from an empty cup, but you can constantly pour back and forth and manage that. And I'm getting that all of the creative energy, you feel like you need to calm it. No, you don't. The chaotic, you function very well with all of the chaotic around you, and you can be centered and be focused with all the stuff happening around you. So you will find the balance. Okay. So don't worry too much about calming it, because you're going to swim beautifully. It's not it's about a little bit here and there. There's a lot of different hands in cookie jars, and a little bit of variety is okay, but always making sure that you're giving the proper time to the channels that need it, and to the income revenue that's coming towards you, so that you can support yourself, so that you can also still keep all these other things, all these other ventures that you want to do that might not necessarily always be bringing in income at the same time.
I also, because I immediately tuned into this triangle, and then I looked up, and then I see this triangle that's right there. Right. And I always connect the triangle with like body, mind, spirit. And we're talking about balance. So I started to feel that one was out of whack. And it so happens, I confirm with the pendulum, the one that I always get out of whack too, where I put more into spirit and mind and less into body. And so I feel like there's that for you too, that there's something about the nurturing, the self-care, the love of physical body, that triangle, like when all three are working together, that they sort of strengthen the other elements. So
the energy won't feel as fizzy as it'll be more calm.
There's something about that aspect of balance too that I wanted to say. So I think that's it, and I'll be back next Monday, and I'll keep you guys posted. We'll talk at dinner about when Heather's gonna do her live readings, and I'll let you guys know, and
I'll let you know.
She'll let you know. I think that's it.
Thank you so much, everyone. This has been a wonderful, wonderful thing for me and for all of you. I'm so glad I get to share my gifts. And thank you all my friends and family for tuning in. I'm so loved.
Bye, you guys. Thank you.